Amtrak Illini and Saluki services run between Chicago and Carbondale and Chicago. There is one interesting detail that separates this route from other commuter routes on the Amtrak network, and that is, instead of using Horizons or Amfleets, it uses Superliners, which are used for long-distance services. And why is this? Well, before we get to the answer, let's dive into some history about this route. By 1971, the Illinois Central had ran 3 trains along this route, one of them being the Shawnee, running from Chicago to Carbondale. And when Amtrak took over passenger operations, they retained 2 of these routes, of course the City of New Orleans and the Shawnee. It was only a few months later when they changed the name to the Illini for the southbound run. It was named the Illini in conjunction with the University of Illinois in Champaign. However, in 1972, Amtrak discontinued the service because it departed from Central Station, and they determined that the time it would take to get to Union Station and serve it would be impractical for the schedule. But in 1973, they revived the service as a part of a $1.5 million expansion. But it didn't go to Carbondale just yet. The state had wanted the Illini to go to Decatur, so it went to Decatur instead of Carbondale this time. By 1983, ridership in Decatur was low, so Amtrak cut the service back to Champaign. And by 1986, Amtrak extended the route to Carbondale. 20 years later, in 2006, Amtrak added the northbound Saluki. Most of the time, you'll find a charger leading the train, because in 2019, along with many other commuter services, this SC44 was put into service on state-owned routes. For a while, these 2 routes did actually use Amfleets and Horizons, but up until recently, there has been one reason why they haven't. The reason these 2 routes use Superliners is because of CN and their policies. From what I could find, Canadian National started implementing a minimum axle count of 32. This is because shorter trains would often have trouble activating crossing barriers. Therefore, Amtrak started adding more cars to enter the consist, like baggage cars, even though bags weren't checked on this route, or other cars like diners. Amtrak stuck with this practice for a while until Canadian National told them that the cars weren't heavy enough to activate crossings, which forced Amtrak to start using Superliners. I don't have any pictures for this one, but recently Amtrak was testing in Amtrak California FM9PHI the systems that help prevent this in the future, so they can reallocate the Superliners to where they need to go. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and maybe even subscribe for more videos like this in the future.